So Mark, I know those are wonderful successes. Tell me, what is your greatest accomplishment if you can look back over the last 9 years going on your 10th?
Actually, the greatest accomplishment I would say, Alton, would be starting the organization, would be co-founding the organization, starting a movement here in Savannah, an HIV/AIDS prevention movement that is really worldwide, and that was involved with it here in Savannah through my Brothaz Home Incorporated. I think that would be one of the greatest accomplishments that I've had so far in my 40 years of life. And I'm grateful to have to be doing so many other things in terms of volunteering and continuing my education. I recently graduated from my master's degree last year.
Congratulations.
So many other things, and I'm very active in my church. So it just depends on how you look at it, which sphere you're looking at, which perspective you're looking at in my life. And I've been blessed.
Well, I can definitely say starting this organization has been an accomplishment. I'm impressed so much already. But you just said something I want to talk on, is our religious organizations. Churches here in the South, we are very religious based.
Mm-hmm.
How has that been, bringing the message of HIV prevention to the churches and any religious organization here in Savannah?
Yeah. It's been a continuous process. It's been a journey. It's still evolving. We've gotten better over the last 9+ years. We have a long way to go, because we realize that the church, particularly the black church, has always traditionally been involved in movements like this, the catalyst for change. If you look back and look at slavery, civil rights, and all those movements in the past, the church has been there. So we're really working on that to try to educate, to dispel the myths, and to remove to address the sexuality piece that is hard for the most black churches to deal with. When you talk about HIV/AIDS, we have to address the sexual piece of it all. So that's been a very hard piece of it, but we are getting there. The churches are embracing the movement. Actually, I'm going out to a church when I leave the show to do a class, to do a workshop. So that is a breakthrough for a church to invite me as one of the speakers to come out to present information on HIV/AIDS. That there is tremendous.
Tell me, what are you going to teach? What are you going to say? Because we all have our church mothers and our elders and our and that's all straight-laced, proper. Don't move unless you've been spoken to. So, and even at 41 years old, I'm 41 now. I still get that proper church spirit. We have our family pew we all sit on. So tell me what are you going to do when you go into church?
Again, it's a very sensitive issue, and I'm going to go in there and basically to help dispel the myths, to basically bring information, to educate them through the information that I'm going to share around the seriousness of the epidemic, how pervasive it is, by providing them with basic HIV/AIDS facts, basic HIV/AIDS 101, on how what is HIV/AIDS 101, how it's prevented. Talk about transmission. Should you or should you not get tested? Where you can access local testing sites. If you are positive, what are your options? What are your choices? Encourage and speak about hope, life, and that it's not a death sentence, and that it is an equal opportunity disease, and that it takes all of us as a community to make a difference, to break in this movement, to reduce these numbers throughout the world. And we must involve the churches, and it's going to start there tonight. If you've got me there, I'm going to, if they ask me a question, I'm going to put it out there as best I can and give them the correct response. And hopefully, as a result of me going to working with not just only this church tonight, but anybody listening to this tape here, that they would consider using the church as a form, as a vehicle, as a way of reaching the masses, to educate, to dispel the myths, to encourage people to get tested, and if you're positive, encourage those persons to get into treatment and stay, so that we won't so it can be prevented from transmitting the virus to other people.
So what kind of response do you get from people in the church?
We often ask the church, or the leaders of the church, or the pastor, the first lady, or whomever at the church, to allow us to tell us, to inform us, how far can we go? What do you want? What are you seeking from us? What are the limits? Are there any restrictions? We want to make sure that we are able to talk freely and openly, because there's no way that we can talk about HIV/AIDS without talking about sex, without talking about talking and encourage people who are sharing needles about harm reduction. We must talk about those things that are putting people at risk, and that means you have to talk about sex, sexuality, sexual orientation, drug and alcohol abuse, misuse, mental health, all those things. We must be real. We've got to be real. And of course, if I need to, I come prepared with scripture and that I'm aware of, and give them scripture that say, look, this is the way it should be done. And we have to take care of the least of these, and that's my mission, is to take care of the least of us, those least that are among us, to help them to get to where they should be too, also, and that is through education, awareness, information, and access.
I think that is absolutely so true and so correct in so many ways. And thank you, because I just needed to learn that myself, so I just learned just now. So we've been successful tonight. One more thing I do want to ask you is, where do you see yourself or your organization in 5 years from now? Where do you want to be?
5 years from now, I see ourselves statewide. I see ourselves, with branches and offices in Atlanta, Savannah, Augusta, even Macon. I think that I do believe in God. Like I said, that is a very big part of my life, my spirituality. And I trust in the Lord that He's going to make a way for us to help people, not just in this Coastal Health District in Savannah, but throughout the whole state. And it can happen with the support of funders, with the support of the community in which we live, and just the continual support of I believe in God. So I think that all things are possible. So true. I just believe that we're going to continue. If not, may not be at the office at where we are now, but it could be within my heart. MBH will always be within me.
Mark, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We're so blessed that you're here, and we're so blessed that you're doing the work that you do. What take-home message do you want to give to our viewers who are watching today?
HIV/AIDS is an equal opportunity disease. It does not discriminate. If you've ever had unprotected sex or shared needles or syringes, I would advise you to please get tested. We need your support. When I say we, I mean the organizations such as My Brother's Home and any community-based organization around this great state and around the world. We need community partners. We need folks to invest in the work that we're doing. It takes a lot of resources to do prevention, but we realize prevention saves lives. So we want your support by volunteering, donating your monies, or just praying for people who are living with HIV/AIDS. Pray for a cure, pray for a vaccine. We also strongly urge you to vote, because of the politics of this all is really what drives the movement. So again, in summary and closing, please get tested if you're at risk, and if you're positive, we want you to get back into treatment and care if you're not there, and just find someone that you can trust and you can love and connect with that can help you in terms of meeting the need that you have. And My Brother's Home here in Savannah is doing that. We're part of a network of millions of providers and people around the world, and we want your support. Therefore, we ask for your support by donating, if you're able to.
Send big checks or little checks.
Send big checks or little checks. We take it all. And again, it's tax deductible to the organization, and we will use that to further the mission of this great organization. And we do thank the HIV Talk Show for allowing us this opportunity to participate in a forum like this, to see what Savannah is doing, My Brother's Home is doing here locally and throughout this great district, to make an impact, because again, HIV/AIDS is one of the many health disparities that we're confronted with as a people, but it can come to an end, but it takes all of us working together. Mm-hmm. We are truly our brother's keeper.
We are. And I want to thank you. You've been an inspiration to me and countless others, and thank you for the work that you've taken on to do. And I'm so honored to have you here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alton.
And everyone go to your website again.
www.mybrothershome.org. That's MYBROTHAZHOME.org. Or call the organization if you have access to telephone line at 912-231-8727 or 1-866-212-8621 outside the Savannah area.